hypothetically or conceptually, right? I can just show you what actually happened. So can you get that, or should I just go to a small zone? Okay, so I can just show someone. I have a client who invested $762,000 with me, and the market was terrible last year. So it dropped their balance down to 617,000. Now that's not great. Admittedly, the investment went down. But you know what? Their death benefit, their living benefit, their income is always going to be based on the highest number that their account ever reached. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the market went down. They will always get $53,000 a year for the rest of their life. So there's some complexities behind this, but I can log into any account and show people how the result of what I'm doing for people. Yeah, the market goes down. Don't worry. Their balances are guaranteed. Their income is guaranteed. I have another one in there, right? Which is less complex. This one, this shows one of my investment clients that's only been with me for 5 years, 5.5 years. Right here, Thomas. Okay. All right. So she came in at very simple. The more complex things are, the higher probability that it's a lie and people are trying to trick. Right? So this is hard to understand. Someone came in 5 years ago, 2017, right? 5.5 years. She started with 110. She put in another 145 and gains, right? She's made 132,000 in 5 years with me. And this is at its worst because her account went down 30% last year. What do you think it was 1 year ago? Very simple. Show me your whole life. Show me your variables. Show me your whatever, your complex strategy where you made someone in 5 years 100 grand and they didn't pay anything into it. There's no payments or anything like that. Right? You just invested. You got a return. Oh, don't invest in the market. It goes down. See what happened last year. Look at COVID. Look at 2022. Look at tech. Look at all of this. Yeah, but even after that, this is as of today, she's still at a mid-6-figure gain with the losses. We have the evidence. We don't have to project forward, right? We have the evidence in terms of how things work. So I want Ismaldo to come up and close the meeting. I think he's at 6,000 for the month and going for 10K, so we can go to Chima. So we're very excited about it. And, he's our newest investment license producer. And he told me, he's like, when I get my investment license, I'll have so much more confidence to talk to my community, prospect more clients, get better results. And he's proving that. So great job.
Yes, no,
So when we start, at first I thought it was the license that gave me the confidence, but then I realized that after I got the license, I started teaching people, and I kind of got it, the crusade for Primerica. So it doesn't matter if you don't have the investment license, if you do what we teach to do. It's like give financial education to people. Like there's a lot of people out there that need what we do, what we teach. And that's what's going to separate you from the rest, because you can be a life insurance agent, or you can be a financial advisor and really teach people stuff that's going to make a big difference on their life, right? So like I said, I thought it was the license, but it's just what I'm trying to do with the information that I have. But now I'm trying to teach more. Instead of less like, oh, I just want to do a live sale, I'm trying to educate the people. And I noticed that if I go with that approach, everything changed. So if you have a life license, you can still make a big difference to the people. If you can go, and I'm going to show you the crusade, right? The crusade for Primerica is to teach people how money works, right? And what I do right now is how I prospect now. I'm not a secret agent anymore. So secret agent is okay, life insurance. I never, now that I talk to somebody, I don't talk about life insurance. That's like a lot of people are afraid of that word. So when I teach them, it's like, hey, do you know how money works? Do you know how rich people make money? Do you know how some people, when they retire, they have so much money and how some other people don't have money? Do you know how that works? And they say, no. It's like, we as a community, like we work really hard, but nobody takes the time to teach us the stuff that we can do to improve our life, to improve our kids' life. And then I introduced myself. I told them my purpose, talking to them is that I'm trying to give free financial webinar to people, right? In person, on Zoom. People like that say, it's free, complimentary, just want to teach. I feel something that I have to give back to my community, and this is the way I'm gonna do it, right? So, like I say, I talk about saving. Never talk about life insurance when I'm prospecting. Just save for the future, right? So, and then I get their contact. Say, give me your contact. I'm gonna talk to you later because I'm kind of busy right now. So we talk later, right? So I call them. I set up the meeting. And then in the presentation, if it's in person, I take a little gift, maybe a few donuts for Dunkin' Donuts, something, a treat. Because people, I feel when you go to someone's house and you take a treat, they feel some kind of like they owe you something, right? So they're open. Like, oh, who comes with donuts to my house, right? So they get that, right? So I also asked them to define a plan. What's a plan for you? And they told me, okay, plan is this. I said, yes, a plan is like a recipe. If you follow, you're gonna get a result, right? And then I told them my purpose here is to give you a plan, right? And then I asked for their goals for their future. And when we say like, when I start teaching, this is what I teach, the rule of 72. This is the most important rule. I don't know if you guys seen it before, or the new people, but this is the most important rule to teach anybody. And this is how I open their eye, right? The rule of 72, it tells you how long it takes your money to double, right? So, example, if you have $10,000 just in different places, but just depends where you have your money, it doubles faster. So if you have a 3%, it doubles every 24 years. Most people have their money under their mattress or they have it on the bank giving 0.101%. I was like, do you think the bank wants you to know this? Like, this is how the rich people make money, and this is why we don't make money, right? So, like I say, just based on this, they open their eyes because they know that what they're doing is not working, right? Second thing is, I showed them this. I say, what is the cost of waiting? Because most of the time, I teach people this concept, but they're like, you know what? This is not good, but I'm gonna wait. Like, let me wait. Let me get my stuff straight, right? I was like, this person started saving $200 at 25, up to 65. So the end result, if the market giving a 9%, it would have been 943,000. But let's say that person just wait 1 year. No, what it means, they didn't put $2,400 in 1 year, but that cost them $83,000, right? And it goes on, and it goes on, right? So the difference is just because they didn't put $36,000 in 15 years, they lose $707,000. And there's like, when people say they're gonna wait, who they hurt? Themselves, right? And then I teach them this, and that puts some kind of pressure, like, oh, I have to do this now, right? And that's like the subconscious right there. I play with the subconscious mind, right? So, second thing, the crusade, right? Many people expect when we talk about life insurance is that you have to get something back, right? And then I told them there's two types of life insurance. There's cash value, and it's known as whole life, universal life, variable life. A lot of people don't know, like Sheila said, how it works. So I found a simpler way to explain this without getting to argument, right? So the way it works is like this. The husband have 100,000, wife have 100,000. If nothing they are 35, if nothing happen when the 65, they get $76,000, right? What's the problem with this? Maybe what the family needs is not 100,000, they might need more, right? But what I tell them is this, the problem with this product is you don't know how much is going for the savings, and you don't know how much going for the insurance. Like, you don't know. So, like, and also another thing is, another thing with this one is that if someone dies, right, they keep the other portion. So imagine when someone dies 20 years from now, and you call in the insurance company, and they tell you, okay, but I'm sorry for your loss, but what do you want? You want the $20,000 in the cash value, or you want the 100,000? And they'll be like, what do you mean? Because I was paying for two products. I was like, no. In the policy says that you get one or other. And then I asked them, how do you think people will feel in that situation? You know, and they're like, oh, they feel rough, right? So what we do as a company is that we use the same $225, we use $80, and we give them $250,000 each one, $250,000 more, right? And then we use the rest of the money, we invest it on the market. Let's assume they get a 9%, and they get a $265,000. So my job is to give you a plan, right? So my job is to give you a plan, because I teach this also, the theory of decreasing responsibility. So it shows that in the early years, in every family, right? So we might not have a lot of money because we're starting a family, right? But as time goes, we need to get money to pay our bills, because many communities, they think that our kids are our like retirement account, because they're supposed to help us, right? But how that works, right? It never works the way we want, right? Do you want to depend on your kid, on the government, or you want to take action today? So they say, I want to take action today. I said, because we're starting here, and the first, we need a lot of coverage, but in the future, we might not. Why we need a lot of coverage now? Because the kids are small, we have a lot of debt, we might have a mortgage. If something happened to our income, it will be very bad for our family. But at retirement, we need more income. So our children are gonna be grown, we're gonna have less debt, and the mortgage might be paid, right? So it's more important for you to have an income at that time. So my purpose this night is to help you do the plan that help the two biggest fears for many families, right? Is the fear of dying too soon, or the fear of living too long. And how we do this? Well, like I do separate options. They're like, you're willing to spend from $100 to $200, be 201 to 400, and then 600 and up. I was like, well, I can make a plan with these numbers. Which one you will feel comfortable to put away for your plan to cover these two problems right here? And they'll sell me like $100, they pay me 200. So what I do, we use one part for insurance and another part for investment. And that's how people are getting more receptive with the information. So if you don't have a life license, what you do the plan too, right? You show them this, you do the insurance, and you tell them you want to come back with your trainer to do the other part. That way they don't feel like you cheating, right? And they get really excited because they're getting a plan, and they're telling your friends, and this is how you get a lot of referrals, I think, in my opinion. Okay?
Oh my God.
If you read the Telegram when Esmaldo gets a sale and he helps a client, he'll always say, I got a $65 insurance application and they're investing $200 a month. I got a $100 insurance application, they're maxing out a Roth and they're putting in $400 a month or whatever the max is, right? So that's when you know someone is doing a plan, because they're not taking all available dollars and putting it towards life insurance. So you're helping, what do we say? We want to protect you now and in the future, right? We protect you now in case you die today. We don't say it that way, but if something happens today, your family will be protected, but we protect you in the future by setting up an investment plan. If you don't have an investment license, we're happy to help you with that. You can take a trainer. I was doing his investments before he went and got the license. So great training today. Appreciate everybody coming out.